Welcome back to another weekly showcase of progress at the Sharkstead. I'm Mark, and I'm going to tell you what we've been up to for the last 7 days. Now, as anyone in Bulgaria will know, the temperatures have been absolutely freezing, literally. I think we reached minus 15 at the worst of it, and we're only just coming out now, and you can see the sun, the blue skies behind me. This is why we thought we'd show you, although it is cold, we're actually making use of it. We're going for our snow walks around the village and enjoying it, but work has come to a stop on the outside. Now, you saw in last week's episode the saplings and the propagating area in the hallway. We have seen a lot of green growth in the last week, and we saw that someone commented below saying some of them were really leggy, and you're totally right, and that was because it was struggling in the winter period, and we've decided to just cut them out and try and germinate some quicker ones where we can substitute the missing daylight hours with the artificial bulb that we got off the market, the growing bulb. So we're going to turn around now because there's not much progress to show you outside, but we've just thought we'd show you the view and just talk about what's on our agenda for the next week as weather starts to increase and basically how it's going inside. So follow me. We'll go back through the front door. Just quite of a side point, this precarious looking concrete plinth that is holding up about a ton of tiles above my head, we're hoping to re-establish this wall, but this is where the original balcony was attached. And you saw in the house tour video recently, I didn't really comment on it, but it's we try not to jump around here, and we're hoping to have like a ledge with a balustrade and follow that down there. Just whilst I'm passing, I thought I'd tell you about that. So come on in. So as you know, we're going into the hallway of the main house where we've started to propagate the plants, and I'll briefly go over the setup. You'll notice that the leggy ones are now gone, like I mentioned, and we're starting to get some true leaves on some of them. And when I mentioned the grow bulb, there's only a few hours of the day where we get the natural light through this window, and that's why we're substituting it with this. So the whole array of peas, they're doing really well. To say it's only been a week, and you'll probably notice the difference if you have seen last week's video. The roses, now the technique of propagating these roses, we tried multiple things last year and they were all failures. But every failure is a lesson. So this time we've actually wrapped the stems in like wet tissue paper because this tub doesn't have any holes in for drainage. And once they can get established with maybe a few nodes rooting off, we'll then transplant them into separate pots and improve the drainage with the pots with holes in. So that pretty much sums up this. It's not very interesting for people who are more into the renovations, but that's just our lifestyle, and we cover everything what we've been doing in the last week. We're going to go down now into the extension, and we've started bringing some battens in and getting the tools ready to try and just box off the boiler area of the utility room. So we've got that on the agenda coming up soon. But we've also mentioned in the house tour video that the bathroom is being decommissioned because of the failures of the vanity unit. But in order to fix that, we need to use plaster adhesive. Dob and dab, I think, is a term commonly used. But the problem with that at this time of year is the moisture in the adhesive can come through the plasterboard and create mould. And we did actually have an issue of that last year where we were fastening the toilet and it was behind where there was no air circulation and we didn't have central heating. So we're just pausing on the bathroom repairs and snags for now, but that is going to happen in the next couple of weeks. So into the utility room, these battens, they may look like bananas, but thankfully we only need to cut like this high and a few lengths to box out this pipe. This is the main incoming cold supply that goes underneath the concrete floor to the cellar, which then connects to the water meter. So we still need to gain access to that. So you can see, if you have watched the previous house tour videos, this room has gone through many changes. We used to have like a temporary worktop set up, and that explained why we actually have a dead leg here and the water pipe is here and not permanently in its final design. So we've got a few ideas in mind. Like I mentioned in the house tour video, we want to box this off properly install a water heater. Now, that's not only to just have quick instant hot water, but it's also like a dual fuel. We've got the combi boiler working off LPG bottles in the back alley, but if we run out of gas and if we can't get out due to snow or something happens with my dad's pickup truck and we don't have transport, we have a backup then. So we would like to get that installed pretty sharpish, maybe in spring. But we also need to make sure that we cater for other dual fuel things as well. The utility room is going to be acting as kind of like a plant room. And this socket here, this extension lead, is actually connected to the inverter of the generator outside. So we've got a bit of rewiring to do, repiping to do, but we've got some designs in mind. And there shouldn't really be anything stopping us to crack on with this, but as you can imagine, when the temperatures are -15, we have been sat on that fire just feeding it, because it's good to just relax. And we do work non-stop throughout the year and make the most of all the warm weather, but we do use this time to relax as well. So that kind of sums up what we've been doing for the last week, and a bit more insights to little things as we've gone along then. So stay tuned, because it should be, we're ready to go, we're gearing up, we're getting things ready, and we're excited to show you. We're also excited to crack on. So thanks very much for watching. Any comments, let us know down below, and I'll see you again next week.